Hey guys, it's Ash here coming at you today in Raid Shadow Legends. I'm not alone. I'm joined by KruYsen. KruYsen, it's good to have you back, man. How you doing?
Doing great, brother. Always a pleasure to be here.
Yeah, dude, we got a lot to talk about here. We got Grim Forest. I want to get your opinions on it so far. We also have the drafting, or not drafting, the deck building component to Grim Forest. And listen, it's premature to talk about what are the best champions to put in your deck in totality, because we don't know what all the bosses do yet. But I thought it'd be fun to chat with you, one of the greatest minds in the game, about what type of champions are we both already thinking of as maybe staples for teams. They're not going to be specialists because we don't know what we need yet, but these can be staples, and especially champions that a lot in the audience may have as well. So all that to get to, a lot more too. I want to get your thoughts on the new mythical. So it's going to be, you guys can relax, my amazing viewers. Relax, sit back, grab a snack, a beverage, because we're going to talk some Raid today. But first, man, do you have any, I've never asked you this before, do you have any TV show, movie, book recommendations, music? Like, what are you into? Any recs for the audience here?
At the moment, Stranger Things.
Stranger Things, okay.
Yeah.
Dude, I've never seen it, man. My audience is going to
Bro,
get mad at me.
Watch it. Watch it. You have like 5 amazing things that you're going to love. Like, it is an amazing series. Series. Like, every season is amazing. You have 5 seasons.
Would my kid like it? Would an 8-year-old be too young for it, you think?
I think it's a 10 years old series. If I'm
no,
not
like,
mistaken.
would an 8-year-old kid? Is it appropriate? Is it appropriate for a kid?
I think it is, but I think
my audience will correct you either way.
I think it's more teenager or
okay, fair. I've seen that one clip from that show where they do the Never-Ending Story song. Are you familiar with that? Like, that's the only thing I've seen, because I love that movie growing up. Anyway, I digress. Thank you. Stranger Things, there it is. You heard it here first. I want to ask you about the Grim Forest to begin with, right? Grim Forest to begin with. What do you think of the update, man? I'm pretty positive on it, honestly. I think it looks pretty awesome. But what about you? What about you?
Me too. It's like we said, it's going to be another content that we're going to have vital amount of resources that we want to collect.
Mm-hmm.
So we have like an amazing set, an amazing sort of relics. Like, the relics are even more interesting than the set. The set might be game changing or very meta, but the relics are really powerful. Like, even the epics, we have some value out of them. So it is a grind, that the daily grind, that's going to be important, because you're going to have value out of the resources that we get from that content in the specific, and probably you won't be able to get from any other content. So it's specific value from a specific content. So I'm always happy when I see that, because new strategies are going to arise, new things to think about. I love the strategy part of the game. So to think about what am I going to do, I have to create something to my opponent or the challenge that I'm facing to do better, to perform well, to do incredible things along the champions that I have. It is always good when they have new things in the game, because adds more options towards that.
Dude, I'm on the same boat 100%, man. And this seems like, listen, we haven't seen the final product. This is based on what we see so far. And God knows there might be some bumps along the road, I mean, but that being said, this looks way better than Siege, way more strategically dense, but also accessible than Siege. Like, it's not so complex that you can't even play, but I love all the layers, all the ways, the cards, and I forgot the names, all these new things. It's overwhelming in a way, but in a good way. I'm excited about it, man.
Yeah, it's going to take a few weeks for us to get used to it, to know what is good, to feel what the bosses needs to be beaten or something like that. The waves, the content, how to reach what we want to reach, how to farm. That's going to be important, because it might be a way of farming that's different for everybody, like paths it chooses, and the random encounters. Like, it's a very different content from what we had before, but at the same time applies the same mechanics. So we need to play around the mechanics that we already know.
Yeah, for sure. I totally agree. We have these trait cards. We have the I have it on the screen right now in the background. We have the Curios. We have the altars, the squad level, and bonuses along the way. I mean, this is a pretty well thought out and really comprehensive update. So, man, I mean, we'll see when we get into it what it's like. But gosh, I'm pretty excited here, bro. So, what about this mythical though? I gotta say the rewards. Lately, they haven't been nailing it. I'm not going to lie. They haven't been nailing it with the rewards. Polera, pretty damn underwhelming. I'm surprised they haven't buffed her yet, honestly. But cool, like cool design. She's not there, you know, to me. But it seems like that might be the case with this new mythical that is associated with this game mode, Grim Forest. That being said, I don't want to be like super unfair and say, oh, trash. Even though I already made a video saying that, basically. I haven't seen your video on it yet, but it looks kind of like it might be a Polera type situation, right? Where it's like kind of an underwhelming, to me at least, a lot of echoes of Garrel, maybe, like as a support, and then a nuker on the alternate form. Obviously a lot of differences too, but what is your first take on Anaxia?
Bro, at first sight, looks like a normal champion, like no mechanic, it is amazing. No, and there's nothing on the kit that, okay, this is really amazing. That's going to be devastating, going to be meta. Yeah. At the first time that you see it, you're going to, oh, I want this champion. There's nothing on his kit that sounds that good. But at the same time, if it is a mythical with a very intensive multiplier, like a powerful hit, some really good smack skill, like on his second form or either on the first form too, but I don't think the first form is going to be a nuker anyway. Looks like more a supportive tanky.
A lot of heals.
It looks like more a champion to stall. Stall the battle, stall the fight.
Provoke, yeah.
Exactly. And the second form looks like the real deal about damage dealing. And the one that has more potential to be meta, at least for PvP content. Okay, and some amount of PvE if the damage is good, because you can extract something from the ally attacks and the AoE with some constancy and might be good damage output. But the most incredible thing on the kit is day 2 of the second form that ignores Stone Skin, and has a damage, like something that boosts your damage in the skill. So if you have a passive that ignores defense, you have a skill that ignores Stone Skin, and you have something that boosts your damage. If the champion has a good multiplier and he has all these things, the damage can be a one-hit KO skill. And a one-hit KO that ignores Stone Skin is very hard to deal with. Only champions that are top tier, like on the meta, will survive to it. Champions that have imbued survivability passive mechanics.
Yeah.
So,
and every third turn is an AoE attack on the second form as well, which, you know, I mean... Yeah, go ahead.
That's something strange.
It is, yeah.
Because you need 3 turns.
You need 3
to make he do an AoE, and day 2 is the most impactful skill, the one that ignores something.
And all it does is reset, no extra turn on it. If it was an extra turn instead of a reset, now you're like, ooh, because with a steel turn meter on the A3, we can work something here. But it doesn't feel like,
if it takes 3 turns for you to do an AoE, in 3 turns, nobody will have Stone Skins anymore.
Yeah, you can't do the AoE Stone Skin at that point unless those turns counted on the base form and metamorphosizing counted as a turn. That would be the only way that you'd be like, okay, wait, because you can go into the A3 steel turn meter and then AoE, but you can't.
Yeah, but very hard, hard to perform that.
Okay, so
most of the time.
So it sounds like you. Sorry, go ahead, finish.
A champion that could have potential, but
could have potential.
If the multiplier sucks, the champion is going to suck.
Indeed. We don't know the multipliers yet, but it doesn't jump out the page at me. It's like, wow, you know? Jumps out the page at me is like Polera 2.0. Okay, Mercurial Set, you already mentioned, is busted. It's funny, I said I thought this was like a pretty damn interesting set, but I got a little pushback. I mean, not from everybody, but people were like, this is a sucky crap set. What do you think about the set? What do you think about, to me, the most intriguing thing is the 9-piece on support champions, but where's your head at? What attracts you, and what are your thoughts on Mercurial Set? What do you like, what do you not like? Yeah.
Stone Skin, it was a set that changed the entire game, because the way every PvP battle it is done right now works around Stone Skin. So this is another set with the same potential because you're going to ignore some mechanics. And right now we have a very good mechanic around, okay, you make your moves. Your first moves are very relevant to the battle itself. So if you have something now, a set that can somehow ignore the first moves of your enemy, like you're going to not be affected by damage or crowd control or anything that is bad from your enemy is going to affect you. Sometimes more than one move, depends on how many pieces do you have. So this is somehow a game-changing strategy-wise set. Because, for example, Hegemon is a very hard champion to deal.
Yep.
Because he starts the battle and breaks your Stone Skin if he's very strong and kills your champions. This is a set that nullifies totally this champion. So having a champion like that,
you can't deal. There's the mechanisms at one's disposal to deal with Stone Skin are negated. So, but there are ways around it, like a Marius can still be super effective, right? With their multiple
Marius
hits.
Is very hard to counter.
He's still going to
anyway.
be the beast. Yeah, exactly. But it does mitigate burn. And the burn strategy has emerged as a response to Stone Skin. So now there's a whole nother layer to that, which I think it's interesting. I wanted to ask, what do you think about a one-turn? What is it? Body block? What the heck is it called? I always think it's going to go. I always go to total guard. I always go to call it body block, like Fat Man's passive. Total guard. What do you think about, is one turn viable though? Like, do you think one turn will be viable? Because to me, getting it every turn on a 9-piece, like that is really powerful. But a one turn,
I think it's going to take a while for us to have quality.
That's true.
Around
That's true.
Set. Because, for example, right now, I don't have a 9 pieces of protection champion after 1 year or 2, or maybe more, 3 of protection. I don't have a very, very, very high quality protection set for some factions.
For some
all
factions,
the factions I have.
Yeah.
But for some I don't.
But
so
what high quality is to KruYsen might be amazing to you guys. just saying.
Yeah, no, but I'm talking about like double
though.
rolls on a banner. I don't have.
Yeah, you miss one piece and it ends up screwing you. So I hear you.
So it's going to take a while for us to have a 9-piece solid champion, but some champions are going to work with mediocre gear and high good performance. But what I think it is most impactful, it is some champions right now that we have on the meta that we have to put Stone Skin for them to be viable because it's safe. But we are building them very fast. So you have like 450 speed Galatir with Stone Skin. So he's going to play first. And he's going to lose that Stone Skin without making a move.
Mm-hmm.
So the new set,
it's a stack.
It is going to be it is going to be viable to that because it's not a buff, it's a stack. So you're going to have the same opportunity of mitigating something negative towards you. At the same time, if you don't use it, it's going to stay there.
You're right. And I misspoke because I said one turn, but you're right. It's one stack, which is a very important difference. That's a good point.
So you have champions that are going to automatically change the Stone Skin for this set and take a huge advantage of it. Because this set, in this kind of champion, gives everything that the champions want. Because Stone Skin doesn't give speed, and this set gives speed. So it is going to be something that boosts what you want, and it still gives you some safety that you needed. Only the Stone Skin was able to give you. So this is going to be another thing that is very impactful strategy-wise to make builds around. I think it's a very impactful set.
Same. It has the stat profile as a protection, but the mechanic profile of a Stone Skin, which makes it perfect for supports.
Exactly.
Okay, cool. Let's talk about this pool system here, man. I've seen arguments both ways on this. Some people hate it because it is very RNG laden. You could get a bad draft. They do have mechanics though, like the redraft 4 per day, right? So if you get a totally lousy selection, but it got me thinking, and you mentioned this earlier, similar to you, like I love delving into, okay, strategically, what is the best way to approach this? So we have 2 decks, one for normal for 10. What do we have? 20 in each deck for hard mode. I want to talk before we get into specific champions. We both have like 5 or so selected that we want to put in our decks. I want to ask you, what is your philosophy in building these decks? One thing we don't know, unless you know and I missed it, is like, is it arbitrarily picking from 2 decks? Is there a same amount of champions being drawn from each champion pool in a battle? Because otherwise, what is the purpose of having 2 decks versus 1? You know, for hard. Do you know that? Did I miss that, or is that unknown right now?
I didn't. I didn't think I saw this information anywhere. I think it is something that we are going to. It might be on a video.
Well, actually, I think we have a clue right in the video. It looks like it's drawn equally from both decks because at, I don't know, in like 155 in the promo, I mean, I'm not going to count them all right now, but it looks to my eye like it's the same amount of champions left. So that gives us strategically 1 tool at our disposal. We can divvy up, you know, to me, like intuitively, I'm thinking, okay, I'll have a lot of supports in this deck and a lot, like you might not want to build the decks balanced. That way you can ensure that you get a type of champion from each deck in your pool. Is that what you would say at first glance?
If it is a pick for each deck, it can be the offensive deck and a supportive deck for you to have options for both offensive and defensive and supportive. Because if you put random champions in both and you pick from both, you might end up with a team that's only
all
supportive
support,
or only
all
offensive.
Nuke. But I just counted them. There's 10. So it looks like that is the case. So it looks like this is a tool for us to control the RNG a little bit. And we also have the redraws tokens as well each day. So I kind of like that. So I would definitely try to have. So I guess there's 2 approaches, right? Have each deck be fairly balanced, or one deck just be all revivers and support to ensure that you're not going to go to battle without one, right?
I think I would put half of the deck with a very heavy offensive, other half of the deck with very supportive team, and some champions that are midterm. You know,
on each deck, on each team 1 and team 2. So you make both teams balanced.
Not totally balanced, but a few options.
Like a 60-40 or something, 75-25. Yeah. That feels safe.
Maybe 70-30 probably.
Okay. This is interesting. Okay, that's cool. So now so do you like this? Do you like this concept?
I think it's a good concept. It's something that it won't be the same every day. So it is a daily grind, but it's not going to be a boring daily grind. You know, you're going to have something different every day, like to play with, to have fun with.
Yeah. It's going to be a little surprise every day. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Okay.
At the same time, if you just want to go there, clicking a button and finish the content, is not going to be that.
No, for sure. Okay, and I would love to see, I'm sure I'm preaching to the choir here, but like I would love to see some continuing on time-saving mechanisms through other areas of the game, you know, because this is going to be another time commitment. There's a lot to love about this, like one of the first ones being like Centranos, there's no currency that you have to use, like no energy or whatever, you know? So these are just, all the rewards are just bonus, you know, which I love. But it's pretty time. Like, think about it already. I don't know about you, but like, I mean, well, I do know about you, but I'm doing my Dark Fae every day right now, this rotation. I'm waking up, I'm doing my tag team stupid arena bows to get my faction wars. I'm doing my faction wars. I'm doing my siege. I'm making sure my siege team, and I'm like, forget every day. I'm like, crap, siege is tomorrow. Even though it happens like once in a blue moon, I'm always forgetting about that. I'm making sure I'm on top of my clan boss battles. I've got my, my cursed city I haven't even talked about yet. And this is on top of everything else, like live arena seasons, and like there's so much, which is awesome. But also, you got to keep pace with quality of life at the same time, you know?
Exactly.
Yeah, talk to us about...
We don't want to take 10 hours a day to make the chores, you know?
No. And honestly, for me, man, like one thing I would love to see, I mean, there's a billion things. We could be here and hold on to the video for a whole nother day. But like one thing I would love to see is just that I'm not asking anything crazy, but auto-clearing Doom Tower bosses, you know? That's one thing I would like at this point. Like once you've proven that you can 3-star or whatever it is, that you've mastered the content, I don't need to sit there for 10 minutes, 15 minutes, and while I background battle and do nothing on Dark Fae or whatever, you know? When they add background battle to, other areas where you can do stuff, farm and whatever, that will be a huge game changer, you know?
Yeah, I think that's the solution.
Yeah,
If you can do two things or maybe three at the same time, you already have the solution about the time consuming thing.
indeed.
Because you can do live arena battles while you farm Iron Twins, while you farm
Yep.
the the bosses of the Doom Tower or things like that, while you make a easy room of the Cintranos or something like that.
Yep.
So you can do anything that really needs you to be there, while you do something that don't need you to be there. You just need to wait. So that would cut in half at least the amount
Yep.
of time that takes for us to do what we need to do every day.
Agree.
So I think it is the solution and is already in the game. So they just need to work around it.
Yeah, and it's coming. So like that's the good news. It is coming. I mean, I don't know
One day.
when, but we'll get it eventually. So, all right, let's talk about the champions. Right, you're the guest, KruYsen. You go first. We'll alternate. These are some of our absolute favorites. Hopefully, a lot of these champions, maybe not all, but will be accessible to you guys, previous fusions or logins or whatever. But these are champions that the crucial point here is they're very, very versatile. They fill multiple roles. They can be multiple utility. You're not going to get stuck in a situation with one of these champions that, it's going to be a super awkward fit with the rest of your draft. They're going to provide some utility in a number of different ways. KruYsen, who you got first, man?
Okay. I think the secret here is going to be use champions that can provide more than one thing at the same time. Like, they are not just revivers, they are not just nukers, they are not just crowd control champions. They can do multiple things.
And these are just some of our favorites, bro. These are not like, this is by far a comprehensive list, right? There's a lot of champions we'll leave off. As a matter of fact, one of my favorites, Ugo, like definition of this, right? Cleanse, heal, decrease defense, leech, like so much break in case of emergency, revive. And also, we were talking about this after the fact that neither of us had Lydia, Vizix, or Mithrala. But Lydia, Vizix, and Mithrala are champions that almost everybody's going to be using, because they provide so much utility and they're all accessible and they're all amazing. So, like I said, it's not going to be a super comprehensive list, but we're trying to pick maybe a little bit more, nuanced or outside the box, a little bit. Who you got? Sorry.
Okay, I'm going to start with Odin.
Odin. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's a beast. Yeah.
He's a champion that brings almost everything.
He does.
He can do damage, like with the A3. He's also a reviver if you play around the A3. Yep. He's one of the most phenomenal crowd control champions in the game, with the remove buffs and the AoE stun without having to care about affinity, like without even having to care about hit. It is a place skill. So I think that's a really interesting mechanic, because he brings damage, he brings control, he brings revive, and at the same time he has a passive that brings you safety. So I think overall he's one of the most complete kits that we have around everything. He can be the reviver, the damage dealer, the crowd control, everything, and the tank of the team with the passive. So I think he's a champion that fills a lot of roles at the same time, and he does it in a very, very good way for all of them. Of them.
Yeah.
So I think he's a champion that should be there.
He should be there. You got Odin, you're rocking him, because everything that you said is so true. He's so unbelievably incredible. I really have nothing to add. I think I ranked him like number 3 in my last top legendary video, because because for all those reasons, man. He just brings so much to the table. So yeah, perfect way to start this off. I'm going to go with a little bit more old school. This is a champion that everybody's familiar with, but this is a champion I think is especially going to be great in this sort of a situation. That's Bivald of the Thorn. Old fusion, but this is why I like this dude. He's tanky. He's HP in all battles. This is going to be an all battle aura. We're going to want those, obviously, because there's not going to be, well, who knows? There might be a Grim Forest only, yet. But we don't have we don't have a Synchronus only aura. We don't have a Siege only aura. So my guess is all battle auras are going to be something that we are sought after. But he provides a lot. And I'm not picking him just to pick a previous not freebie, but fusion, because he has some damage. He has some decent multipliers. Probably not going to be your main damage dealer, but he can certainly, with 2 AoEs, deal some damage. He's got control and a provoke. He's got a leech. He's got a strengthen on himself. He's got a heal and a shield, right? And a provoke on the A1 as well. and decrease the enemies taken by all allies from enemies under provoke, whatever. He has the all battle aura, but the thing I love about him, and the obvious thing here, is he can land everything on weak hits. I mean, this is a very rare ability to have, even this day and age in Raid. So I love this, and I guess I could give an honorable to Contra the Cyclone, and kind of the same vibe, control, you know, on her passive and debuffs and whatever. But I love champions like this because affinity is not going to matter. You could go against a wave of all Magic Affinity champions, get Bivald in your draft, and be like, it's cool. You know, like he's got it all under control. So I like Bivald of Thorn, man. Sneaky little pick here.
A safe pick. A safe pick.
Yeah. All right. Who you got next?
A new champion. Anaxia Trollmother.
Ooh, Knight's Revenant.
Yeah.
Anaxia. Yeah, she's a very interesting champion, huh?
Crazy visual.
Different.
And crazy kit. Crazy kit. Why her? Because she brings a lot too. She's, I think, probably the only reviver that has both decrease defense and weaken on her kit. So she's the reviver of the team with the A3 and one of the best revives in the game. Like, reviving your team and increasing the cooldown of the enemy's skills at the same skill.
Yeah.
It is like unbelievable powerful. It is a comeback from another level. And also decreases the cooldown of the champion that she revives. So she brings your team back ready to the fight. At the same time, she disables the enemy team.
Yeah, it's a little dance of time with a revive, right?
Yeah, and we have the weaken and the decrease defense AoE and the block buffs on the same kit. An accuracy aura that is useful for everything, and it's on all battles. And she has the passive. She has the passive that gives her turn meter, healing things, and the pain link that might be helpful in some.
It might be helpful in a lot of ways, man, because did you see, we haven't gotten news of this yet at the time of this recording, but there's going to be like an extra hard mode with trials built into Grim Forest. Did you see that?
Oh, no, I didn't.
I don't know. I mean, they used the word trials, but I don't want to read too much into it, but I think they probably used it for a reason. So I don't know, like rare debuffs like Pain Link, you know, might be extra valuable, but this is a really good call out, man. She has the whole buff removal as well on the A2, you know?
Yeah.
It's a very, very interesting kit. Very, very unique.
Amazing.
All right, cool. I'm going to go with, all right. I have one dude that I'm going to go with that I feel like I always pick for things like this, but I just love him so much. And you can correct, I mean, he's a PvE champion, so he's not up your alley, but Walking Tomb Drink, right? Dude, I feel like people don't give this guy enough love, man. So I made it my life mission to talk about this him every damn video, right? Dude, I feel like he's just so incredibly good, right? The AoE burn that can't be resisted, the burn activation on the A1, and then it's really like that's the highlight of his kit that everybody knows, but the Death's Balance is just like an elite heal, right? At the same time. It's just, I don't know. I don't know. I just feel like to get that level of healing with an AoE burn that's irresistible with the burn activation and the reflect, I mean, it's nothing crazy, but I just feel like he's a tanky beast who can deal some serious damage, provide your burn, and be your healer, you know? So
exactly.
There you go. That's it. Washington Tomb Dragon. You like this dude?
When I was picking Anaxia, I looked at him and now, he's also a good option here on this faction.
Okay, good. And that little fella on his back is all creepy, man. He's the stuff of nightmares, that dude, you know?
I think he belongs to Green Forest.
Yeah, right? Take him in the Grim Forest. Okay, who you got next, man?
Okay, next champion I was going to pick, it is Incense. Another very strange champion. I know it is a void, not many players have it because it is a void.
Yep.
But the amount of utility this champion brings is amazing.
Yeah.
It is like she's able to bring your nuker to play with her A1. At the same time, it's an AoE A1. If you have some crowd control set on her, she delivers A1s that brings your nuker to do damage. At the same time, she delivers the crowd control with the set, and she takes attack out of the enemy with the attack down. It is an amazing skill, and it's just her A1. Her A3 brings decreased defense and weaken, which it is amazing. And we will ignore block buffs in case you need it. And you have the A2 with a very, very strong buff. some amount of heal because the amount of ton meter that we're going to get, the champion is going to have a turn, probably. And this turn is going to heal them with the continuous heal. It's going to give you Poison Cloud, so it's a lot safer to keep the champion that is the target of the A2 alive. And you also have the increased speed. So it's a very, very, very useful kit. And again, she has a passive that is good, that gives you accuracy, which it is good. And you take ton meter every time the enemy receives a buff. So you have everything in a champion, like she's able to crowd control, able to debuff, and able to give you some sort of support at the same time, which it is, I think, is really helpful and really useful. This champion made my faction war so much easier after I got her. Like, it is incredible for me. I love that champion.
She really is a beast. I wanted to ask you, because I always thought this about her. And like I think we've all had these champions like this that we kind of flirt with using in the arena. Like, hey, this is actually a hidden beast in PvP.
She is.
I've never actually used her in the arena, but I've gone against her like once in a while, like in a blue moon, you know. But man, a few things I like about her from an arena perspective: the ignore block debuffs on the debuffs. That being kind of an ancillary thing, but less polymorph nowadays. It could be a good debuff or option, right? But the passive, which you hit on at the end. Whenever an enemy receives a buff, their turn meter is decreased by 10%. So if a Sifi goes, it's a 30% reduction turn meter to the entire team. Is that correct?
Yeah.
That's insane on a passive. And then with the Poison Cloud, very annoying. That's another thing. And then the turn meter boost, second to KruYsen, I guess, in terms of an instant turn mechanic. And then the A1, that's annoying too. So like, I'm wondering, man, is she like a bigger sleeper than I give her credit for in the arena?
She's only not on the arena because of the aura. Because we use Lamassu as a viable option that does the same thing as her.
Yeah.
For sure, Lamassu brings the refresh on the skill and brings the intercept. She brings the safety of the Poison Cloud, you know, and she brings more with all the other skills. Lamassu only has the A2 most of the time for the arena. But Incensa has the whole kit. I think she's way more useful than Lamassu, but the only bad thing downside around her, she lacks the speed aura that a speed booster needs.
Indeed, right?
Know?
She has that 110 base speed, which is good, you know? But you're rocking against, to your point, Lamassu, 24 and 115 base speed, you know? So good points, but good call out either way. Dude, I hate to go, I'm up next. I hate to go with such an, not obvious, but like such a recent freebie. But I really mean it, and I'm interested to see your reaction here. But my man, Michelangelo. I'm thinking Michelangelo. First of all, everybody has him, which is nice. And like, honestly, dude, this guy and Xenomorph, but Michelangelo, I think even compared to Xenomorph, who is great, I think he has even more utility. He's just a very unique champion. I think it was a great addition to the game. The whole Turtles was like a big success in the game. But man, he has accuracy in all battles by 70, okay? He brings his own increased attack. I don't need to tell you guys what he does, right? But I feel like his kit is, to the point of this video, he's a blend of a lot of stuff. He brings the leech for some healing. He brings the decreased attack for damage mitigation. He's got taunt. He's got a decreased defense. He's got a single target stun, with a full debuff spread. And he has that evasion as well. Like, I think that, man, there's a lot to like about Michelangelo in terms of like serving multiple types of teams in different situations, you know? And like, it's probably a no-brainer because like a lot of players, especially newer players, they're not going to have that many options anyway. They're just going to use him. But I actually think that he does bring a lot to the table, you know, that will be helpful.
Yeah. So that makes my next choice in the same with the same analytics that you did around him.
Okay.
It is the same analytics I would do about Xenomorph. Because I think
you picked Xenomorph?
Yeah.
That's your next. Oh, I love it. Okay. Well, hey, quick thoughts on Mikey. Anything to add there? Do you think I'm crazy?
I think he has a very complete kit. The amount of buffs and debuffs that he's able to do and the debuff spread is really interesting because can save you many times. And both the Xenomorph and the
fit very well together. Yeah.
So it is a free-to-play, very recent champions that everybody that's playing on the last 2 months are going to have these champions. So they are a really great combo. You have like utility, you have survivability, you have big damage wave wise, and you have also damage bosses wise with the poisons and things like that. And the evade and the shield. The Michelangelo shield is also really important because the evade plus the
Yeah.
shield will make him survive more
Exactly.
than a nuker normally will.
Especially with that taunt too. Yeah, 100%. Do you?
Yeah, he will drag attention to him.
I got a side question for you. Always looking to pick your brain. Do you think that all Ninja Turtle teams, right? Obviously, they're super meta. They're everywhere you look. Do you think if let's just say you have, I hesitate to say one champion. Let's just say you have Marichka or Star Sage or an elite reviver support, right, on your account. Do you prefer subbing out Mikey and just going 3 Ninja Turtles or even 2 Ninja Turtles with Donnie and Leo? Or do you think you should just run all turtles together? What do you think is a more powerful combo?
I think if you're not going to use the 4 turtles, you need to go with Donnie and the Leo. The combo about Leo and Donnie is stronger than any other that we have around the
So you
turtles.
drop Raph too if you're going to drop Mikey.
Yeah.
Got you.
Yeah. But the real deal is to have the 4 of them.
Okay.
The 4, it is
I tried both, and I came to the same conclusion. I was like, not to say that you can't have super insane teams with just 2, but I like the 4 of them together, you know, and yeah, there's such synergy, you know.
And I think in my case, I have 5 turtles because my Nianhe has a shell on her back. I don't know if yours have, but my Nianhe has a shell on her back.
Wait, what?
I call her a turtle because she's part of my turtle team.
Who are you saying? Naime?
Nianhe, yes. Exactly.
Whatever. The spear girl? Where's the shell, bro? Where's the shell?
In my mind, she's a turtle because she was made to be the 5th component of the turtle.
Well, you need a 6th then, bro. You need to put your Krisk in there. I mean, come on.
He lost his
literally
position to her, bro.
Yeah.
He lost his position because when something falls apart, you're trusting that you have the 4 turtles.
Yep.
And something goes apart. Okay, you don't have the 4 turtles anymore.
Yep.
She's a perfect piece.
It's true. It is true.
To the team. She synergizes incredibly well with all the turtles. So if you're missing someone, she's going to give you survivability. If you're missing damage, she's going to give you time to deliver the damage. So I think she's the missing turtle.
She is the missing turtle. And you can, I was going to say that passive with Leo's passive too, really annoying to deal with, you know, really annoying. Yeah. All right, cool. Back to the subject at hand. You had Xenomorph. We talked a little bit about him. Why don't you opine a little bit more here? What do we got here on Xenomorph? Where, you know, beyond the obvious, like how are you looking to use this champion in the new content?
I think we can build him around some survivability instead of poor damage dealing wise. Like some thing around the regeneration, immortal, booster, something like that replaces his HP, and you work around the poisons. The poisons actively with the skills and the poisons passively from the passive. You know, so you can deliver a lot, and with the damage of the infest. It is something that can be really awesome to deal with waves. Like you can deal with waves safe and effectively. You can target the champion that you want to kill with infest, kill it, spread the infest and things like that, and kill more champions. It is an amazing amount of damage and an easy way of dealing with hard waves. You know, you don't need to do incredible amount of damage because raw damage requires a lot of gear.
Yeah.
But debuff damage does not require that crazy amount of gear, you know? So it is easier to set up a team around debuffs that you can kill the champion through the debuffs, counter things and things like that, than to kill with raw damage. Raw damage is more effective most of the time because you hit, you kill, and you go to the next.
Yeah.
But not easy to do, you know? Requires
it's more gear intense. Yeah, exactly. So to your point, you're thinking, hey, put him in an immortal in some perception gear. Don't use your you don't have to use your best gear on him. Just build him to take a hit and survive a little bit and let the poisons do the work. And let the infest do the work. Put him with Mikey and spread it around. Okay.
Perfect combo.
Makes sense. Makes sense, man. I like it. I'm gonna go with a an epic for my next pick here. I have a few epics on my list. I do want to give a quick honorable. I think that when you're talking about Odin, I'm going to give it to my guy. I always mention this guy too, Gamoran, who is a sneaky little pick. Just an honorable mention with the AoE buff steal and the buff spread against buff heavy waves. He's a beast. And like Odin, he's got the insane revive on his passive. Revives an ally each time an enemy is killed. Revives an ally each time a block revive is placed, which he has on his A3. So I think he's a sneaky little utility champion there too. But my real pick, I'm cheating and going twice, man. But my real pick is, I don't know if you've seen these new-ish, well, you've definitely seen KruYsen, but actually you have seen them both, but they've been part of fusions. But Gom Yellowhand, are you familiar with this guy, Gom Skinwalker?
I didn't use him a lot, I think.
Check him out. Check him out with me, man. Gom Yellowhand. I feel like these two Skinwalkers, I made a whole video about them. They're void. You know, they're not like super easy to get, but man, I feel like they're really, really good, and people are really kind of sleeping on them a little bit. Why do I like Gom? He's got an increased speed, continuous heal, 3-turn cooldown. Fantastic. Then he has an AoE, decreased turn meter, 75 stun, 3-turn cooldown. And then whenever an ally attacks, fills his turn meter on the thing, and then he has a leech on his A1 and heal reduction as well. So I just feel like, again, to the point of this video, getting the heals, the increased speed, and the control, you could do a lot worse, you know? Like, they didn't make epics like this back in our day, man. Back when we were starting the game, like, I feel like, damn, he would have been the best epic in the game when I started, you know? And now
I didn't had a copy from him after the fusion.
Oh yeah, because he was a fusion epic. I think the same thing. I guess I'll just go back to back. I'm gonna go 3 turns in a row, but he's right next door. Using the Marooned, I feel the same way about, man. Like, I feel like, are you familiar with him at all?
Yeah.
He's got the little cleanse, the heal, the block debuffs, and then he has an AoE buff removal,
which is very interesting.
Yeah, so like, man, I love that. It's kind of like Valencia, very, very, very miniature version, but you get support and you get buff removal, which you don't really see together that often. And then he's healing himself on every skill, or you know, and then he has surplus heal on his Kind Soul passive, so he ends up being a very good healer for the whole team too. So those two epics from the Skinwalkers, really, really like.
And they're going to be supportive picks for the team that are really interesting. Yeah, because we don't know how difficult, and if we have trials at some level, we might need to pick at some level, like champion that is not legendary, or something like that. We don't know how it is going to be these trials. If it is going like the Chimera ones around the buffs and debuffs, or it's going to be some conditionals.
That's true.
You know?
Okay, so do you have any more?
Yes, I have one more that I wanted to pick. Who? That is Elstride.
Oh, one of my faves. Isn't she amazing, man? Isn't she amazing?
Yeah.
Oh,
in the visual, in the kit, on everything.
Yeah.
Because she's a past fusion, like many players have her. She brings a lot of utility. And a chamber that brings a lot of utility, like really good debuffs like sleep, weaken, decrease speed. It is a red amazing. But she brings that. She brings good aura, good base speed, good speed boosting to the team. She's able to do 2 things that it is really good. Damage, that most of the supports don't, but she's able to deliver good amount of damage. And AoE damage, which it is even more powerful. And heal. Because every time that you're boosting the tournament and things like that, she's healing.
Yep.
So she becomes a massive, massive healer. At the same time, she's giving utility to the team and debuffs to the enemy team, and she's doing damage at the same time. I think it's a template that is really useful, even if you're facing bosses or if you're facing waves. I think she's useful on both.
I agree. I have nothing to argue on this. Like, man, I've been like, I hope this isn't too hyperbolic, but I think she's one of the best fusions that we've had, man. Like, I mean, she has 115 base speed, so she's like one of the fastest champions in the game, right off the bat.
The highest.
Like the 15-way tie for the highest speed in the game. She's got it. She's got the speed in arena battles, obviously not relevant to, you know, to the Grim Forest or whatever, but the extra turn allows her to keep 100% uptime on her debuffs and her buffs. She got turn meter all over the place, to your point, And then, like, I mean, you already said it, but the damage and the heals, I mean, come on, man. She gives you so much. She's so fast. She can do so much in one turn, basically, with the extra turn, right? Like,
Exactly.
decrease turn meter, increase turn meter, decrease speed, increase attack, decrease attack. Like, well, she doesn't have decrease attack, but she has weaken. All that in one turn, because the extra turn, that's insane, dude. And the heals,
And the
oh
heal.
my God. Yeah, I love it. Honestly, like, we were talking about this off air, but like almost Sylvan Watcher is like the most stacked faction known to man. Like almost all of these are going to be good choices in one way or another.
Yeah, it's a faction with a lot of utility. All the champions have a lot of utility, so it's a very powerful faction.
Yeah, I mean, listen, my last pick, I won't spend too long on her. It's going to be super obvious, but I haven't given her love in a while, and it's Scylla the Drakes, taking it old school here. But honestly, just like Estrid, she got the heals on the passive, she got the revive, she got the control, decreased speed on the A1. You know, like she just provides that 2/3 utility with the control from a reviver and the heals in addition. So, you know, I feel like not for every, not for super endgame players, but she's definitely going to provide some utility there for sure. Hey, dude, any final thoughts on the update? Anything else that we didn't talk about that you think is worth chatting about?
Yeah, in the beginning, don't rush too much on the, oh my God, I need to know everything in the beginning, because it's going to take a while for us to analyze everything, to see the best strategies, to see how we're going to do the things to perform well. And after that, we're going to come up with speed farming teams, speed farming bosses, more optimal champions to deal, more optimal strategies. So it is very stressful to try to beat the content in the first day, in the first week.
Yep.
So do not get stressed with that. Take it easier. It is going to take a while for us to get everything gather all the information that we need, and start to making strategies that are viable for early game, for mid game, for end game, to super end game. We're going to make strategies, and we're talking not about me or Ash, the whole community,
Everybody, yeah.
Things that you discover and you share with a friend and share with another friend, comes to a content creator. Hey, bro, look at what I discovered. Look at this strategy. It is the community, the whole community that we will discover, not a single person or a small group. It's everybody is going to contribute to beat the new content with a good performance, with new ways, with new strategies. That's the community power.
I think that's a great note to almost end on. But now that you got talking, not to change the topic, but inquiring minds want to know, man, who do you rock as your profile avatar on your account? Who's your favorite? You know what I'm saying? Like champion. Who you rock?
Bro, I don't run a champion.
What do you mean? What do you put? Oh, do you put an arena?
No, sorry.
Yeah.
The champion on the
actual picture, the avatar, like with your
okay,
level
the avatar.
I
use a very old one from the tag team arena. That is a vampire, a purple vampire.
A purple vampire?
Yeah, do you know that one from the tag team arena? Very old one.
What is it under? Is it under the promo avatar, community, platinum, live arena, tag team? I don't think I think. Oh, I see him. I see him. The guy with his mouth open, kind of.
Yeah, the purple one.
Ooh, I like that. I let my community vote who mine is going to be. I narrowed it down to 4. I have Whirlwind Frost King, Cardial, Predator, or Conqueror. I have not looked at the results. 9,000 people voted.
Oh my God.
Who do you think won? I'm going to unveil it right now. Who would you vote for?
I think it would be Predator, bro.
Predator?
The hype.
I'm rocking Whirlwind right now, and I kind of wanted to stay Whirlwind, but I'm gonna go with whoever I think Whirlwind fits the aesthetic, and he's old school. I don't want the same thing that everybody else I feel like has, But
yeah,
here we go. I'm gonna vote for Whirlwind because he's who I want. But here we go. Oh, all right. In last place, Cardial. In second to last place, Whirlwind. In second place, Conqueror, and you were right. First place, Predator. All right. So I'm gonna change. I'm a man of my word. We're gonna go to Predator here. But anyway, thanks for voting in on that, man. It was a little fun.
Do you know that there are people that have very, very exclusive avatars? Like the first content creators of the game that has exclusive avatars that only they have.
Ooh,
in
what
the
is
game.
it? What is it?
There are few players that they were like tested the game back in 2018.
Ooh, that
So
2018.
they have the badge of the account starting 2018.
Yep.
Before that, everybody else. And a few content creators back in the time, really, really old, the start of Raid, they could choose any picture as the profile picture. Any.
Oh, so they have like bespoke ones to them, to whatever they want?
Yeah. For
Interesting.
example, there is a guy, Riddick. I think he's the guide master of the Conclave clan. He has like the image of a knight, a black knight, on that he put as his avatar. These guys have a very
like Black Knight, like the Banner Lord.
No.
Oh, I got it. Like a random Black Knight.
A random Black Knight.
Yeah.
For example, there was another guy. I think his name was Incredible John, and he used his YouTube.
Yeah, I remember him.
Picture as the avatar, and until that, this account, when he stopped playing, the account was given to someone, and the player plays until now. He has the account. He has the avatar.
No way. That's really cool, man. I mean, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. I like the lore of Raid, you know, in terms of the community as well. So, hey, we'll end it here. You've been super, super generous with your time as always, KruYsen. Guys, if you're not already subscribed to KruYsen, what the heck are you doing? His channel is in the show notes, the description of this video, and also, and actually on the channel header. Now that we have collaborations, you can see both channel names. I find it a little confusing, but also great because you can easily find them. To have that feature on YouTube. So you can see him there as well. And I would highly recommend, it was a few days ago now, but I highly recommend if you're interested, watching KruYsen's tier list of mythical champions, his updated tier list. If you're not into that, then check out his thoughts on the new mythical champion. Both those videos will also be linked in the description below. KruYsen, thanks for coming on, man. Appreciate it.
Thank you, brother.
Guys, thank you for watching all the way till the end of the video. I will be uploading through the weekend, but either way, have a great weekend. Much love, and as always, take care, guys.